Number 10, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Baton Rouge has approximately 1,630 violent crimes and 33 homicides per 100,000 people. Gang activity is making things difficult there. However, the police and the community are collaborating to not only solve crimes, but also determine why they occur. It's like addressing the real issues so that the entire community can be safer. Gangs such as the Booby Boys and Bottom Boys have existed in Baton Rouge, contributing to the city's crime problem. To promote community safety, law enforcement often focuses on gang-related concerns. Number 9, Cleveland, Ohio. Now, let us talk about Cleveland. They have approximately 1,517 violent crimes and 4,954 property crimes per 100,000 population. So there's some work to do. They're attempting to turn things around by launching projects to assist individuals get employment and earn more money. The goal is to make life easier and safer for everyone in the community. Cleveland has had troubles with street gangs such as the Heartless Felons and the Loyal Always Crips. The presence of these gangs has been linked to criminal activity, adding to the city's crime rate. Number 8, Kansas City, Missouri. Back in Missouri, Kansas City has a property crime rate of approximately 5,061 per 100,000 residents. Some neighborhoods might not have the same opportunities as others, and this influences how safe things feel. But here's the good news, people there are collaborating with community policing. That's where the community and the police work together to make things better by trusting and assisting one another. Kansas City has dealt with gang activity, including the presence of gangs such as the Swope Parkway Roberts and 24th Street Crips. Gang-related occurrences exacerbate the city's general crime problem. Number 7, Albuquerque, New Mexico. Now drive southwest toward Albuquerque. They also have a problem with property crimes, which affect approximately 5,545 persons per 100,000. It's not only about items being taken, there have been a number of drug-related charges, indicating that substance misuse exists. People there are collaborating to solve problems and make things safer through a process known as collaborative policing. Albuquerque has faced gang-related challenges, including the presence of gangs such as the South Side Locos and East Side Los Solis. Gang-related occurrences have exacerbated the city's criminal landscape, raising safety worries in some regions. Number 6, Oakland, California. Okay, consider Oakland on the West Coast. They're dealing with a lot, roughly 1,299 out of 100,000 persons encounter violent offenses. The real kicker, however, is that 5,811 persons out of 100,000 are victims of property crimes. Despite efforts to improve conditions in some regions, there are still significant income and employment disparities in neighborhoods, which contributes to high crime rates. Oakland, on the West Coast, has faced problems from street gangs such as the Oakland Black Guerrilla Family and the West Oakland Crips. These gangs have been linked to criminal activity, which contributes to the city's crime rate. Number 5, Little Rock, Arkansas. Finally, Little Rock. They have a violent crime rate of approximately 1,816 per 100,000 people, with homicides accounting for approximately 23 per 100,000. More than 17% of people there are struggling with money. Gangs and drugs are also causing problems. Little Rock is collaborating with the community to make things safer by assisting people and eliminating negative behavior. Little Rock has dealt with gang-related violence due to the presence of gangs like the Crips and Bloods. These gangs have been linked to drug-related crimes, raising concerns about the city's overall safety. Number 4, Memphis, Tennessee. I'm heading down to Memphis. They have a violent crime rate of approximately 1,943 per 100,000 people, with homicides at about 19 per 100,000. There is an educational difficulty, and some gangs are generating havoc. Memphis is developing community programs and police plans to address these issues at the source. Memphis has struggled with gang activity, including the presence of groups such as the Gangster Disciples and the Rolling 90s Crips. Gang-related incidents have exacerbated the city's crime rate, particularly in some districts. Number 3, Baltimore, Maryland. Now let's talk about Baltimore. They have a violent crime rate of approximately 1,859 out of 100,000, with 57 homicides per 100,000. Drugs are also producing complications. More than 21% of people are struggling financially, making things even more difficult. Baltimore is experimenting with innovative policing strategies and involving the community to improve safety. Baltimore has seen its fair share of gang-related troubles, including the presence of gangs like the Black Guerrilla Family and the Crips. These gangs have been linked to criminal activity, which contributes to the city's crime problem. Number 2, Detroit, Michigan. They have a violent crime rate of roughly 2,000 per 100,000 people, with 51 homicides. Jobs are few in some locations, which is a major issue. Detroit is working hard to revitalize neighborhoods, generate employment, and improve things for everyone. Detroit, which has a high crime rate, has a history of troubles with street gangs such as the Detroit 7 Mile Bloods and the Latin Counts. Gang-related activities have contributed to safety issues in specific neighborhoods. Number 1, St. Louis, Missouri. Finally, St. Louis. Consider 2,000 people out of 100,000, about the seating capacity of the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum, facing violent offenses. Homicides? That's approximately 87 out of 100,000. A lot, right? St. Louis is plagued by financial troubles, with more than 25% of the population struggling to make ends meet. The lack of jobs and money in many communities makes it difficult to maintain safety. The presence of several street gangs in St. Louis has contributed to the city's crime problems. Some prominent examples include the Vice Lords and Bloods. These gangs are frequently involved with criminal activity, adding to the city's crime rate. That concludes our exploration for today, people. Please rate this video with a thumbs up and leave a comment if you liked it. To ensure you don't miss out on our next trips, make sure to subscribe.